Have you ever found yourself standing in the way of your own success? It's a curious question, isn't it? Yet it's a reality for many, wrapped up in the enigma we call self-sabotage. It's like a ghost in the machine of our minds, subtly influencing our actions, often without us even noticing. Self-sabotage, a term that sounds as ominous as its implications. It's the act of creating problems in our own path, hindering our progress towards goals. It can show up in different parts of our lives, from the professional to the personal. In the workplace, it might be procrastination or excessive perfectionism. In relationships, it could be pushing people away or picking fights. These behaviors can lead to missed opportunities, strained relationships, and a general sense of dissatisfaction. But why do we do it? Why do we become our own worst enemy? Self-sabotage can be a perplexing behavior, but understanding its roots can be the first step towards overcoming it. So where does self-sabotage originate, you might ask? Well, it's a complex cocktail of psychological factors, deeply ingrained patterns, and subconscious beliefs. Let's break it down a bit. First, we have fear of failure. Yes, it's as common as it sounds. Many of us are so terrified of failing that we unconsciously derail our own efforts. Instead of facing the possibility of not succeeding, we subconsciously choose to fail on our own terms. It's a paradoxical safety net, one that keeps us in a comfort zone, but an unfulfilled one. Next, there's low self-esteem. When we don't believe in our own worth, we tend to undermine our own efforts. We might think we don't deserve success, happiness, or love, and so we act in ways that confirm these beliefs. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of the worst kind. Then there's the need for control. Self-sabotage can sometimes stem from an insatiable desire to be in control of everything in our lives. We may fear the unpredictable, the uncertain, so we sabotage ourselves to maintain control, even if it means controlling our own downfall. It's a bit like saying, if I can't control the outcome, at least I can control the failure. And finally, we have perfectionism. Yes, striving for excellence can be a good thing. But when it turns into an obsession with perfection, it can lead us to self-sabotage. The fear of not being perfect can be so overwhelming that we'd rather not try at all. So fear of failure, low self-esteem, a need for control, and perfectionism, these are some of the roots of self-sabotage. They are intricately woven into our subconscious, often dictating our actions without us even realizing. But by understanding these triggers, we can start to recognize when we are sabotaging ourselves, and more importantly, why. Remember, self-awareness is the first step towards change. Understanding these triggers can help us recognize when we are sabotaging ourselves and why. Recognizing self-sabotage isn't always easy. It's like trying to see the color of your own eyes without a mirror. But there are some telltale signs that can alert us to this unhelpful pattern. Let's delve into 3 common indicators: procrastination, negative self-talk, and self-isolation. First, consider procrastination, the art of delaying or postponing tasks. It's more than just laziness. It's an internal resistance, a subconscious way of setting ourselves up for failure. When we procrastinate, we're sabotaging our chances of success by reducing the time and energy we can invest in our goals. Then there's negative self-talk, the echo of our inner critic. This is when we feed ourselves lines like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed." This kind of dialogue can be crippling. It erodes our confidence, makes us doubt our abilities, and can even convince us to stop trying altogether. Over time, these negative narratives can become self-fulfilling prophecies, leading us down a path of missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. Lastly, we have self-isolation. This is when we intentionally distance ourselves from others. On the surface, it might seem like a need for space or alone time, but look a little deeper and you might find a fear of rejection or a belief that we're unworthy of companionship. By isolating ourselves, we're sabotaging our chances of forming healthy, supportive relationships that can help us grow and thrive. Recognizing these signs within ourselves can be confronting, even uncomfortable, but it's important to remember that acknowledging these behaviors doesn't mean we're flawed or broken. It simply means we're human. We all have our struggles, our insecurities, our fears. The key is not to let them control us. Awareness of these signs is the first step towards breaking the cycle of self-sabotage. It's the mirror that allows us to see the color of our own eyes. And once we see it, we can start to change it. Because the power to transform our lives lies not in the hands of fate, but in our own. Knowing the signs and causes is one thing, but how do we break free from self-sabotage? The journey to overcoming self-sabotage begins with self-awareness. It's about understanding your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and recognizing when you're falling into the trap of self-defeating actions. It's about catching yourself in the act of saying, "I can't," when you mean "I won't," or "it's too hard" when you're simply afraid of trying. It's about being honest with yourself, acknowledging your fears and insecurities and challenging them head-on. Next, we have self-compassion. This is about treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that you would offer to a good friend. It's about silencing your inner critic and replacing it with an inner cheerleader. It's about recognizing that it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to fail, and it's okay to be imperfect. Because at the end of the day, these are the things that make us human, and these are the things that make us grow. And if you find yourself stuck in a cycle of self-sabotage that you can't break free from, don't be afraid to seek professional help. Therapists, counselors, and life coaches can provide you with the tools, strategies, and support you need to overcome self-sabotage and move towards a more positive and productive life. Overcoming self-sabotage is a journey, but one that can lead to a more fulfilling and successful life. In summary, self-sabotage can be a complex issue. It's a labyrinth of deep-seated causes, telltale signs, and intricate effects on both professional and personal lives. Yet, knowing its roots, becoming aware of its symptoms, and learning strategies to combat it are crucial steps towards freedom. It's about reframing your mindset, breaking away from harmful patterns, and choosing a path of growth and success. Remember, the power to change lies within you. Don't stand in the way of your own success.